Good morning, Taste Buds. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. As you know, the classic Caesar salad consists of romaine lettuce, Parmesan cheese, croutons, and dressing. That's the classic Caesar, but wait till you see what I do with it today on SoFlo Taste. I'm so excited. Good morning all, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein here in the Goya kitchen at the Sub-Zero Wolf and Cove showroom, Miami. Welcome to SoFlo Taste. Do you think the Caesar salad was named for the Roman Emperor Julius Caesar? The salad that appears in the top 3 of America's favorite salads was no more named for Julius Caesar, as was the Orange Julius, drink named for him. But I will tell you later for whom the Caesar salad got its name. But today I thought it would be fun to give you some of my twists on the classic Caesar salad. So let's get cooking. The first salad we're gonna make today, it's a combination, so there's a few different things going on. We're gonna go to cruciferous vegetables. So I've got some chopped up kale, curly kale, because that one really soaks up vinaigrette really well. And we've got some broccoli, as you can say, the tops, the bushy part of the broccoli. But I don't know if you know how good the stalk is from the broccoli, this part of it. So let me show you what you need to do to get, to me, the tastiest and best texture out of your broccoli. So after you've cut the part that everybody else uses, you'll use that obviously for all kinds of stuff, plus the salad today. But let's talk about this. Let's cut the bottom off because that really is rather stiff. So we've got what I would call the heart of that stalk. Take a peeler and go ahead and just peel off the kind of nubby peelings from around it and make it really nice and clean and very soft all the way around so that it's nice and even. There we go. And then what you'll have here is this gorgeous, really tender vegetable that you can slice into nice thin slices. And by the way, delicious raw. You can saute it, you can use it in your stir fries. I make it actually, I put this into my scrambled eggs in the morning and everybody loves it. They don't even know what it is. It's so funny. And you just cut it down into thin little strips like that. And it's so yummy, so tasty. You're gonna be so happy I taught you this because it's such a shame to get rid of the best part of your broccoli. All right, so that's gonna be the crispy part of the salad. What we're gonna do is I decided to have a little something toothsome in there aside from the veggies. We're gonna sear a skirt steak, one of my favorite things to eat with a salad, especially a Caesar salad. I have this beautiful skirt steak. I'm gonna go ahead and sear. So let's go ahead and jump into this really simple, and I call it a bit of a cheat of a dressing because we're actually gonna start with mayonnaise instead of combining egg yolks and oil, which is basically making an emulsion or a mayonnaise as well. So I guess this is probably my favorite part of a Caesar dressing is the anchovy. And the better the anchovy, the better the Caesar dressing. So let's just throw some into that bowl. And I'm just gonna start breaking it apart with a whisk. Just like that. No knives needed. All right, to that, I'm gonna go ahead and add just a squeeze of lemon. In fact, let's just do a half a lemon in this one. In SoFlo, we use a lot of limes. If you have a lime instead, you can use that. A little bit of chopped garlic, some Dijon mustard, a little bit of Worcestershire, some red wine vinegar, and let's go ahead and start bringing this together. And now we'll add the mayo little by little until we get it to where we want it to be. Now, if you find some people really love thick Caesar, really like emulsified Caesar, tight, and some people like it more loose. So you can always add a little bit of water to your Caesar. Just go little by little until it gets to where you want it to be. Let's throw some salt in here. Black pepper is really, really important. And instead of using Parmesan in this one, because we have the broccoli and the kale, and we want it to be a little bit more briny, I'm gonna go ahead and use pecorino instead of Parmesan for this. I'm gonna put some in the dressing and some in the salad. Check on our skirt steak. We've got a beautiful sear. I'm gonna cook this to about a medium rare for my salad. All right, so we have our dressing. We have our kale that we talked about that's been finely chopped. Some of the tops to the broccoli and some of the bottoms to the broccoli. Let's go ahead and add a nice amount of pecorino into that. I'm gonna wait for that steak to get a perfect medium rare. Let it just kind of sit and rest for a couple of minutes, and then I'll put it all together for you. There's so much more to come, so meet me back here in just about 2 minutes. Don't go too far.
Chef Michelle pulls another recipe out of her recipe vault. Next on SoFlo Taste. Now back to Chef Michelle and SoFlo Taste at the Goya Kitchen at the Sub-Zero Wolf and Cove Showroom, Miami.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. So if the Caesar salad wasn't named after Julius Caesar, who was it named after? The answer later, but here's a hint. It was first made in Tijuana, Mexico. Does that help you? By the way, my father ate the first Caesar salad. More later. Let's get on to another recipe. But before we do, I forgot to show you this. Look how beautiful this is. So this is the broccoli, top and bottom of the broccoli, chopped up kale with the pecorino and the skirt steak cut all around it. So you never need a knife to eat it. Super easy, yummy. And I don't know, it's one of those dishes that make my soul happy when I eat it because it's just crunchy and yummy, and I feel like it's healthy, and it's healthy-ish. So speaking of healthy, I wanted to make you a vegan Caesar salad. We started by taking, normally when people make cashew cream, they use raw cashews. Well, I never quite understood why not making cashew cream with roasted cashews, because they taste better because they're roasted. So I took roasted cashews and I soaked them in water. Those of you vegans are yelling at me, telling me I'm doing it wrong. I'm really sorry. This is like a chef's take, and I love roasted cashews, so that's what I'm doing. And they're salted too. Anyway, so they've been sitting in water overnight to make them really nice and soft and creamy so that we can make a beautiful cashew cream Caesar salad. The other thing we did this morning was take whole garlic, cut just the top off of it, and roast them in foil, which they get really sticky, by the way. It's actually sticking to the foil, which is why I'm wearing a glove. And this is delicious because check that out. You just squeeze it and you get gorgeous roast garlic. If any of you have not made this before, shame on you. You need to, because it's so yummy. So I'm just gonna squeeze 2 heads of garlic into the blender for my cashew cream. And I love the fact that the different ways you treat garlic are actually good for you in different ways according to the way you cook garlic. And the flavor changes so much, as you know, depending on how you cook it. It's just, garlic's an amazing thing. Let's move on to blending all this together. So we're gonna take some of these cashews plus a little bit of its water, because if not, it will not move the blender. So I'm kind of guessing here, but I think this should be good. Let's take a little bit of almost just water and put that in there. You know what, let's just throw everything in because we can just make the cashew cream as we make the Caesar dressing yummy. So some typical, some atypical things that are gonna go into this. I thought a little bit of Dijon would be obviously delicious for those of us that like Dijon. A little bit of soy sauce for umami. This is the gluten-free soy. And then I found some vegan Worcestershire. Who knew there were anchovies in Worcestershire? I found that out about 6-7 years ago when I started creating more vegan dishes. I had no idea. So I bought some vegan Worcestershire. Is there a huge difference? To me, there is. But to a lot of people that are not used to Worcestershire, just as good. A little bit of red wine vinegar. Just a touch. And a little bit of lemon for freshness. Now remember, these cashews are salted, so be careful with the amount of salt that you add in here. We also added soy sauce, so we've got some sodium going on. We don't want to overdo it. We're going to add a little bit of nutritional yeast to give it a full rounded flavor. And I have a little extra water because I have a feeling I might need it, but let's just see. So I don't talk while the blender's running, but I'll make some motions with my fingers to show you what I'm doing. If I open the top, it'll be to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of water. Okay, that looks pretty creamy. It looks beautiful. So for this salad, I actually should have started searing the tofu. I'm doing some seared tofu. With every salad today, I'm giving you a lovely protein. So this is firm tofu. I'm gonna add a little bit of just some seasoning to it, garlic and onion. I wanted to make it really simple because we have so many flavors going in the Caesar dressing. A little bit of salt. I have a nice hot pan right here. I'm just gonna add a little bit of simple olive oil, not extra virgin, by the way. Let's throw these in there gingerly, because if not, they're going to break apart. That should be good. Great trick that I learned that I think I showed you once, but I thought I'd repeat it. If you use tofu a lot, we love tofu in my house. My son, Zach, who you've met before, loves tofu. It's amazing how if you get tofu, you cut it up. If you first boil it and then drain it and then move on to whatever recipe you like making with it, you're actually draining more of its natural water that is held inside of that tofu because it's like a sponge. If you boil it first and drain it, you will remove more of its moisture than just soaking it. I have taken days to soak tofu to try to get all of its moisture out. And it's amazing how just boiling it and draining it does that immediately. It's a great trick, and we use it now in our kitchens all the time. All right, so other toppers that I have for this salad, I bought these, to be honest with you. They're just crispy chickpeas. I have some vegan Parmesan cheese. Can't really get my head around this one, but I know people like it. I'm just used to the good stuff, you know, the Reggiano Parmigiano or the Pecorino, but for vegans, I think this is amazing. And by the way, everything you see here came from Milam's Markets. Use Milam's as your produce headquarters. They buy the highest quality produce, superior in size and variety. Visit any of the Milam's Markets. There's 6 of them. And their produce departments in Coconut Grove, Miami Springs, Pinecrest, Sunny Isles Beach, Coral Gables, East and West. Check out their BOGOs at milamsmarkets.com. You can order and set up a delivery from their website too. Milam's Market, SoFlo's family grocers since 1984. Experience the difference. All right, everybody. So this is just going to take a little bit of building together, making it look pretty, making sure I have my dressing, our crispy chickpeas, our, I wanted to call it fake cheese, sorry, our vegan cheese, and a little bit of our seared tofu. There's more to come, so meet me back here in just about 2 minutes because I always have more, and this one's really fun.
Come back to Chef Michelle and the food. You're watching SoFlo Taste.
It's a Milam's Markets Minute. Here's Melinda Harper.
So we all know that Milam's has a wonderful wine selection, the winery, but you guys have got great beer selection too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we have a big selection of course, American beers, international beers from Germany, but our bread and butter are really our local beers from a lot of breweries in South Florida. And this big trend of non-alcoholic beer. We have a huge selection of zero alcohol, non-alcoholic beer. So if you're pregnant or just not into drinking, it's a good way to get the flavor of beer without actually drinking alcohol.
But I did notice your seltzer section here.
Yes, we have quite an assortment of flavored drinks with vodka, rum, tequila. One of my favorites is Casa Azul. They're just great for summertime, and you don't have to make a drink yourself. You just pop open the can and it's a flavorful, fruity drink.
So if you're looking to buy some non-alcoholic beer, some regular beer, or maybe a seltzer, head out to a Milam's near you. And if you can't get to a Milam's, you can still buy your beer and wine online?
Online and get it delivered to your door.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm in the Goya kitchen in the Sub-Zero Wolf and Cove showroom in Miami's Design District. The appliances on display here have been the refrigeration, cooking, and dishwashing specialists. Let their in-store pros help you create a functional, flexible, and fabulous kitchen. This beautiful showroom is located upstairs at 3711 Northeast 2nd Avenue in Miami's Design District, or scan the QR code for more information. Now, more first courses or main dish salads. All right, everyone, I've always wanted to kind of put this together. I had this in my brain for a while. This is going to be a kind of a Middle Eastern Caesar salad. So let's jump into the dressing and then we can go backwards. The one thing I did forget to tell you is that I used gem lettuces for the first salad, or the second salad. I'm gonna use it for this one as well. Gem is kind of like the smaller heart of the romaine, which you can use as well. It's up to you also what you can find. All delicious. Or you can just use your favorite lettuces. So in the pan, I'm cooking some chicken breasts that I just crusted with a lot of za'atar, that beautiful spice mixture that's basically dried thyme and sesame. Sometimes it has a little dried mint in it, which I love. Here we're gonna make the dressing. I've got some tahini. Use your favorite brand of tahini. A couple of anchovies for umami. Some mustard. Definitely the commonality in all three recipes, as well as garlic. I've got some minced garlic here. We're gonna add the juice of, again, another half lemon. A little bit of water. The tahini always needs water. You don't want your blender or food processor getting stuck with a tahini. Ooh, it gets thick. And some oil. I'm gonna use grapeseed oil, one of my favorite oils. Avocado oil is also really great for vinaigrettes and things like that. And let's not forget salt. It really needs it, as well as some pepper. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of cheese in this too as I blend it up. I think it's just gonna give a really great flavor. This one is Reggiano Parmigiano, but you can use Pecorino or nothing. It's up to you, what you have at home, what you want to buy. Let's go ahead and give it a taste, see what it looks like. This is the chicken. Look how beautiful the crust became. I mean, it really was just a dust of the za'atar and the salt and pepper. I'm adding the tiniest bit of water in there, just for texture, a looser consistency, and that's it. Yum. I think this is my favorite one yet. This is so tasty. All right, let me tell you about the toppings. I've got some pomegranates, delicious and really fruity, on the top of this very savory salad. I've got feta cheese and toasted sesame. Come right back so we can make magic. SoFlo Taste returns right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. We have our beautiful Caesar that I'm putting together, a tahini Caesar dressing which really is extremely bright on the palate and flavorful and creamy thanks to all that tahini. A little bit of feta cheese. And this was just something I thought would be kind of fun. It's almost like a Greek salad combined with a Caesar salad. A little bit of feta. I just love feta, and wherever I can put it, I will. And then we'll take some of these gorgeous pomegranate seeds and place them over the salad. We have some toasted sesame. And finally, some people think I'm weird to do this. I love using a Caesar with a Caesar with scissors, with protein. So I'm just gonna take my chicken and cut it into small pieces to place it on and around the salad. As you can see, this crust really held on to this chicken beautifully, and it smells delicious. I'm very excited about the salad. Have you noticed? There we go. I think that's good for now. What do you guys think? So how'd you like my Caesars today? The Caesar's truly a versatile salad, whether you're starting your meal with it, alongside your meal, or it is your meal. The Caesar salad is a great go-to. So Taste Buds, thank you for spending time with me. I always enjoy you all. I'll see you here next time for some more food and fun. Oh, and by the way, the Caesar salad was named for its creator, Caesar Cardini, in 1924. And just so you know, my dad, before I was born, was in Tijuana, and Caesar himself made a salad tableside for him. Now you know. Okay, Taste Buds, goodbye, mwah, and good taste. Hail Caesar salad.